Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part 7 of this unboxing series. Some pretty cool things that are going to be shown in this video. I hope you enjoy some pretty interesting things, I have to say. So first, we're going to start out with a great homage. This is Mark Spears. Mark Spears. Wow, why can't I speak today? Monsters, #1. And it's an homage to Crime Suspense Stories number 22. And they went with the red. Sort of a reddish blood. The original had more of a black blood. This more looks like the black, but it is definitely an homage to the Crime Suspense Stories. And this is done by Mark Spears. It's a really cool homage, really well done. Actually, way more horrific than the original, but really well done, actually. And, you know, I like the fact that they really kept the trade dress, and they kept even the little box that is on the original comic for this one. This series is actually pretty interesting. You know, they had a whole bunch of covers for their first book. And some of them have been pretty awesome and kind of going up in value. I think people didn't realize this was going to be such a cool series, and definitely one that was a bit under the radar. Okay, so this next one I had to actually kind of modify when I got it. So I had to put a whole bunch of, I figured this would be just too hard to finger censor. So I put a little bit of the painter's tape to censor it. So let your imagination remove that tape. But this is from Pharaoh's Lounge, and is the Jessica Rabbit meets John Wick cover. So it's the Yakuza cover, and she's got all the tattoos and stuff, and it's just a really sexy Jessica Rabbit cover. It's for Pharaoh's Lounge. If you're not familiar, basically these are pure cover buys. There's the same story inside. It's not like you're going to get a unique story with them. It's just purely a cover buy. And I thought this one was kind of cool. I like, he's got John Wick in the background with his gun in the mirror. You can see him reflected. And it's just a really great Jessica Rabbit cover. Okay, this next one, I almost feel bad about, but not quite. But this one I actually got from eBay. My friend Matt from Matt Likes Comics, he's been trying to get this book, and people keep on stealing it from his cart. I hope I didn't steal it from his cart, but I found this on eBay, so probably didn't. This is a Stormwatch number 37, and this is the first appearance of Jenny Sparks. Jenny Sparks is part of the Authority, and they're going to be making a TV series from DC Comics, or either a TV series or a movie, I'm not sure which it is, with the Authority. So Jenny Sparks is one of those characters. Jenny Sparks is actually a very interesting character. I actually looked her up when Matt kept on going on about her. I was kind of curious what kind of character she is. Basically, she's a character who has the ability to control electricity, and she is also known as Spirit of 20th Century because she was a product of the 20th century. She was kind of immortal, and her she was sort of influenced by all the inventions of the 20th century. So very interesting character. I think it's Warren Ellis that created her. Yeah, Warren Ellis, who's a fantastic writer. So definitely a cool book. So Stormwatch number 37. Now, this next one is one that somebody told me about, and I had to pick it up. And it's got a crazy cover price. Like, you know, this book was expensive day one. It's a $25 cover price. And this is basically, you know, not homage, but a reprint of Weird Mysteries, the famous monkey brain one. But they did it with these kind of weird psychedelic pink colors. They also did, the same company also did one for Chamber of Chills, which is again this kind of weird pink. that I've been trying to get. I sort of missed out on an opportunity to get one earlier. Yeah, so this is Weird Mysteries number 5, and inside is a complete reprint of the original Weird Mysteries. And this one comes with like a COD, or not COD, COA, certificate of authenticity, and it shows like the Weird Mysteries number 5, limited to 53 of them. So very limited, that's why it's so expensive. So only 53 made, and this is number 7 of 53. And it's from 2024. So this just came out. But a very, very cool book. Okay. Now, it's okay, I gotta bring something over so I can do it properly. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Everyone always complains when I try to do this, so we're gonna try. And people are still gonna complain. Okay, I actually won a bunch of MyComicShop. There, that was me dinging my bell. And I never ding it well, and people always say, oh, you ding, I ding, yeah. Okay, don't mind me. So, whenever we say MyComicShop, it's a joke that we ding the bell. I won a bunch of MyComicShop auctions, and these are those. First is, this one's in really rough shape. It's actually kind of falling apart as we're talking here. But it's complete. It's just completely spine split, so it's in rough shape. This is Weird Chills number 3, I believe, or number 5. Number 5. Number 3. I was right. Number 3. It's really hard to read the 3 looks like a 5, doesn't it? Okay, but it is number 3. It's great bondage cover. This is a really cool series in terms of the cover, and you know, if you like horror anthologies, Weird Chills is definitely a cool one. This is from 1954, which is right at the end of the golden age. So they would have more and more extreme covers. Like one of them, the guy's literally getting impaled in his eye. It's pretty crazy. This one's a bondage cover, girl in the red dress. Awesome stuff happening here as well. So just a really cool book. I was pretty excited to win this because this, plus another one that I won, which I'll show in this unboxing, or part of this unboxing, completes my collection of Weird Chills. I have the complete run of Weird Chills now. So this is that one. And then, one second, I'll just find it. One sec here. I have them all out. Yeah, and this one right here is the one that I was missing. Another one. So I just was missing these 2 issues. And this is number 1. And this is a really cool one. I always thought this was, I lost so many times on this one. I was so excited when I won this finally. This is Weird Chills number 1. You got this weird zombie guy in the background. Looks like he's been shot in the head or something. His head's all caved in there. And then he's being either, I'm not sure if the mad scientist is draining from the girl into the zombie or the zombie to the girl. I'm not sure what's going on. But definitely a very creepy cover. And I think he's draining the girl to feed the zombie. I'd be my guess. I don't know. I don't know how these crazy guys work. So definitely a cool book. It's a Don Heck cover. And it actually, is it Don Heck? I believe it. I thought it was Don Heck. But it features also interior art by Basil Wolverton. I'm not sure who did the cover actually. Is it Don Heck or Bernard Bailey or one of those guys? One sec here. Who is the cover by? It does not say. Oh well. So you can look it up and we can find out what it is. I have a feeling it's like one of those guys. But yeah, it has Basil Wolverton art inside, which is, his artwork is always really popular, especially with underground comic collectors. And this early Precode Horror stuff is especially popular with them. So Weird Chills number 1. So those 2 complete my Weird Chills collection. This next one was just a great Good Girl art cover. And it's Girls Love number 14 from 1950s, like 1951 or 52. Probably 1950 or 51, I would say, actually. Just a really great cover. I like these ones with the full moon in the background, you know, somebody standing in front of it. And again, it's like the typical scene where, I don't know why, it's always the blonde that gets the guy. So you got the blonde and the guy and the dark-haired girl, like sort of looking and saying, oh, he's with another girl. It's like, they always like to have that triangle, love triangle. Kind of like Archie that way. Speaking of Archie, we got a really cute one. This is one of those innuendo covers. This is Archie number 55. And it says, Veronica, did Archie get there yet? It's like, not quite, Daddy. It's like he's kind of making his moves on Veronica. So it's, yeah. It's a great innuendo cover. Just a fun one. Innuendo covers for Archie generally command fairly big numbers. But that was, I thought, was a fun one. This one is another book I've been trying to get for a while. My friend Steven picked it up, and I was like so jealous that he got it because it's just such a great cover. It's Secret Romances #1. It's just a great girl on the swing cover. It's like this girl, sexy girl on the swing, and you got this guy next door. He's fixing his fence and kind of checking her out. And then you got the two neighbors in the background talking about the whole situation. So it's just a really cool romance cover. So this is Secret Romances #1. It's just a really great, well drawn cover as well. From April of 1951. Next one is another series that's really fun, actually. This is Anchors #4. And this one is interesting because it features what you don't really get much of in the Golden Age, a nude cover. This is actually a nude cover. It's similar to Fight Comics 35, where you have a woman wearing like one of those hula, like lays, where it covers her boobs. But yeah, it's a nude cover, same idea. And so the girl's nude too. And you get the guys all going crazy for the girls. Yeah, so just a really great cover, good girl cover. This is Anchors #4. Just I thought it was a really fun one. So yeah, and then one of the artists I really like from the Golden Age is Bill Ward, and I saw this one and I thought, wow, this is really awesome. This is Secret Loves, I should say, #2. And it's great Bill Ward art. You can always tell Bill Ward's art by the line work. Lots of lines, especially in the hair and in the clothing. You get that kind of weird shine to the clothing. And he does really stunning girls. He later got more into the adult humor on the side of women, like he. But Bill Ward was famous for making the character Torchy. And he, as I said, he later did a lot of more of the adult style stuff for humor magazines when he got older. But I love his artwork. Just a really great artist. So that's Secret Loves #2. And another book that I won, and I thought this was a really great cover. I think it's a Rob Lubbers cover, or Lubers. Lubbers or Lubers. I always get the name mixed up. It's like always one of those ones that's messed up in my mind. But this is Ranger Comics #16. And it's just a really great, good girl art cover. And just a great action cover as well. Like you got them, I think they're on like some weird statue and like a Buddha or something like that. And they're fighting these guys that are coming through this doorway. It's just a really great cover. And you got, I don't know, like she's also being attacked by a guy with a snake at the bottom here. There's just so much going on. This is a really great cover. And this is, yeah, Ranger Comics #16. I just thought it was really great. Got it for a really great price. So you can get some really great wins off of MyComicShop's auctions. And that was one of the ones. This next one is Prison Break. And this is Prison Break #2. Really another great series if you like Good Girl. A lot of the covers are women escaping from prison. This has definitely got that sexy women escaping from prison look to it. It kind of reminds me of those movies from the 70s and early 80s where it's like Chain Heat and women in prison and like all these kind of sexy girls in prison. For some reason, there's always like a shower scene or something like that. This reminds me of that because it's like, you know, these like the outfits they're wearing are a bit sexier than what you would expect for a women's prison, but definitely has that vibe to it. So this is Prison Break #2, and just a really cool book. Another one that I won at the auction. I thought it was really fun. And this one I didn't win an auction. It was just a book that I bought, but it's one that I liked for a while. And it's Beware #12. I just always like the cover. I don't know, something about this cover I just really like. The guy looks so crazy. I just think it looks really cool. And you got the girl, like, who also looks a little bit freaked out. Oh, John, I don't like it at all. It's so spooky. Anything can happen in a place like this. I'm frightened. These old attics are always fascinating. Look at all the stuff. We might find something valuable up here. So, probably the girl's right. They probably are going to experience like some monster or ghost or something. But yeah, it's just a great one. So, yeah. So, Beware. Okay, the next two are pretty big. This one I won also at the same auction. Had to pay up, but I got it for a reasonable price. Not the best price, but a reasonable price. This is a very expensive book normally. It's a Matt Baker, and it's one of his classic one of the classic Matt Baker covers. This is Cinderella Love #15. And it's this beautiful, like, red dress. Now, sometimes the color on this dress will be a bit more faded and it'll look more pink, but this one's got fairly red looking. And it's one of those ones where, you know, Matt Baker is really shining, you know, in terms of his art style. You got beautiful, like, just well-drawn woman. Like, that's really what Matt Baker did well. You know, the emphasis is on the woman on this one. She takes up most of the cover. You have the situation where you got the rich guy on one side and the poor guy on the other side. Which one will she choose? But this is Cinderella Love 15. Now, this is actually an interesting book because Cinderella Love is a title that was originally started by St. John and then switched over to the other publisher. Was it Ziff Davis, then St. John? I'm not sure. But I think it's went from Ziff Davis to St. John. And Matt Baker started worked with St. John, and he basically did the covers after this one and the following covers. And those covers go for big money, especially Cinderella Love 25, which is the Mardi Gras scene one, which is just a huge book. So Cinderella Love #15, just a major book as well for Matt Baker. That book I've seen anywhere from $700 to $1,000 for that book. I got it for about $300, so it was reasonable. Okay, this next one I have to actually kind of pull off some painter's tape on it. I'm just going to take that off. This one has some painter's tape on it. I'm just going to quickly remove this painter's tape so you can see it a bit better. If I can remove this painter's tape, but hopefully I can get it off. So this next one, when I saw this, I really wanted to get it because it's a cool cover. I'm a big fan of Hawkman covers. I have been picking up a few along the way because I just love the way Hawkman looks in terms of like his wings and his presence on the cover. And this one has kind of that, but it also reminds me of a very famous Submariner one with that was done by Alex Schomburg, where you have the Submariner coming out of the mouth of a dragon. it's kind of a mixture of those two elements. And hopefully you'll get the same impression when you see it. But it is Flash Comics number 31. And it's just a great Hawkman fighting this big dragon. I just really think it's a cool cover. Got Hawkman, his cool wings. I think it's Sheldon Moldoff did the cover. And you got this dragon just like ready to one shot poor Hawkman. So yeah, it's just one bite and Hawkman will be gone. But just a really cool cover. I just thought it was really cool. Yeah. The funny thing about Flash comics is you would think the main character would be Flash, but it really wasn't. It was more of an anthology between Hawkman and the Flash, and they had other characters in it as well. So a lot of the best covers are actually Hawkman covers for the Flash comic series. So this one, really cool one. Hope you enjoyed. I really like this cover. I don't know. I really do see it as an amalgamation of those two other covers that I think about. So what did you think? Did you enjoy this unboxing part? Stay tuned. There's some more cool stuff in the next. It's going to be 14 parts of this. We're halfway. We're at the halfway mark. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks again for watching. Bye for now.